An injury to one is an injury to all. That's the key idea around which Connolly and Larkin built the trade union, built the workers' movement in this country. It's the core of what the idea of solidarity means. And people already heard how an injury to all of us is threatened next week. A 17-year-old young man threatened with imprisonment for up to a year because of the protest against water charges and austerity in Jobstown in November 2014. A protest that saw Joan Burton's car delayed for 2.5 hours, while a couple were forced to live in their car around the corner for weeks. Next April, another 4 of us will go on trial, another 14 after that. We could face up to life in prison. This is not just about the future of the young man who wrote that great speech earlier next week. It's not just about Jobstown, it's not just about Tala, it's not just about every working class community which has stood up to water charges. It's about the right to protest. Because if we are guilty of false imprisonment, well then so too are striking workers who stop strike-breaking vehicles move. Then so too are anti-war protesters who have a sit-down protest. Then so too are abortion rights protesters who have a slow march. It's an attack on people's basic right to protest. And this is happening because they're scared. They're scared of our movement of protest, they're scared of mass civil disobedience, they're scared of the fact that working class people have stood up and said, we don't accept your diktats. They're scared because 73% of people said, no, we won't pay the water charges. No way! They're scared because we're winning. They're scared because the message that winning sends. They're scared because of that idea of solidarity, of struggle, of the power of people to bring about radical change. They're scared because they know that if we beat them on water charges, that we know we can beat them on housing, we can beat them on wages, we can beat them on the 8th Amendment. They're scared of the idea that the rule of the 1% in society, which uses the state to oppress the 99%, that idea can be challenged and their rule can be ended by the 99%. They want to put that idea on trial next week and they want to lock up that idea. We can't let them lock it up. We won't have any support in that from the media. They found us guilty on the day that we were arrested. So we are really appealing for support from people here and around the country involved in the anti-water charges movement, involved in trade unions, involved in students' unions, involved in different campaign groups, in everybody who believes in the right to protest. We need people to go and organise meetings to invite speakers from Jobstown Not Guilty. We need people to pass resolutions and motions. We need people to spread information about the trials. Right now we need 2 important things. Both were mentioned already. The first thing, and nobody did it yet, so I'm appealing people to take out their phones right now and do it. Go onto our Facebook page, Jobstown Not Guilty, or Paul Murphy TD, and you'll find a link on there for a GoFundMe appeal. We have to raise €2,000 by next Wednesday for a bail fund. If we don't, and if the 17-year-old is jailed, then, and we put in an appeal, he could be jailed and incarcerated while we're waiting for the appeal. So we're appealing people to go now and donate to that appeal. The second thing is really we need people to turn up on Monday morning. Monday is not a good time to protest. That's why we have protests like this on a Saturday. But this is an important one. We want people to make a sacrifice, to make a change in their life in order to be able to be there on Monday at 10 a.m. to give the 17-year-old the solidarity, to welcome the send-off into court that he deserves, and to send a message across the country that we defend the right to protest. I want to finish with a chant. Jobstown, innocent. Labour, guilty.
Jobstown, innocent.
Labour,
guilty.
Jobstown, innocent. Labour, guilty. Jobstown, innocent. Labour,
guilty.
Jobstown, much. See you on Monday.